Welcome back, pro wrestling fans. Welcome back to the lounge at Chaos Corner. It's your old buddy, the Guardian of Chaos, and I tell it like it is. I'll say that to say this. We're here to review the 1994 retro review, if you will, of Bash at the Beach. And fans, we're getting ready to go back, and Shivani and Jesse Ventura and Bobby the Brain Heenan are going to cover the history and the war and the feud between the Funk family and the Rhodes family. That's what's coming up here on the Live to Tape Retro Review Watch Along. I can't thank you guys enough. I'm doing this in segments. The first match we had was Lord Williams, Steven Regal, and Johnny B. Bad, a.k.a. Mark Mero. Regal retained the WCW TV title. Second match we just came out of was the Guardian Angel, a.k.a. Boss Man, Ray Trailer, Big Bubba, against Van Vader, Big Vader, with Harley Race. And, of course, the Guardian Angel was disqualified. And we're going to speak before I get on to that, because Shivani was just selling it, and Jesse Ventura. And you could see the heat that Ventura had back with WCW back here in 94. His short answers and the look on his face, and it's been well documented now, which I didn't know then, the heat between Ventura and WCW at the time. And they're reviewing right now the feud between the Funks and the Rhodes family. So I'll talk over that until we get to the live matchup here, Live to Tape Retro Review. And they're talking about the 1-900 numbers for WCW. Remember back in the day when they used to have the hotlines? I'll admit, I used to call once in a while Mean Gene in the hotline. Right now, Mean Gene, they're flashing back to Slamboree, and he's interviewing Terry Funk. Son of a carpenter, son of a plumber, whatever Funk's talking about, and you guys know my history. I don't have to really say too much. You know my history of being able to work with Terry Funk in his hometown of Hammond, Indiana, back in 2001 for a Monster Brawl, where I had a chance to work against Terry Funk when I actually managed in his debut Josh Matthews from Impact, a.k.a. MTV Tough Enough, and also Tough Tommy Capone against Terry Funk. I'll never forget it. And right now they're showing Funk and Buckhouse Buck taking over on a young Dustin Rhodes, a bloody mess. And as I said, they're doing a review of the feud between the Funks and the Rhodes. So sit back, relax. I don't own any of the material. We don't want to copyrights. We don't want to screw with the algorithm. Go to the peacock, and we could do the Live to Tape watch along together here in segments. And there's the Tennessee Stud is in the ring, Colonel Parker right now too. And we can watch along together, guys and gals. So they're reviewing this. There's Doug Dillinger. Now they got to doing an interview between Dustin and Arn Anderson back in the day.
That's a big, tall order, if you will, Arn Anderson. I'll tell you this, Dustin, I can't tell you tonight.
Double A does a great interview.
I'm going to Clash of Champions, as I'm sure you are, to watch Sting and Flair in that unification match.
Again, all reviewing the history there in 94. Had a chance to meet and pick the brain of Arn Anderson at the New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame class of 2019 when I was inducted. Really was an incredible conversation with Arn and Tully and Barry Windham that were there that day. Handsome Jimmy Valiant. The list goes on and on of the people I had a chance to pick their brain at that. You really do learn a lot even after all these years. So now we're back live with Shivani and Jesse the Body Ventura. Big tag team bout coming up, fans. Don't go anywhere. We're just getting started here.
If he says he'll stand with you, Tony Schiavone, he will go back to back with you.
Nothing like the Enforcer Double A. That's what they're talking about. Gotta loosen up. Gotta stay in shape. The GOC's getting in shape. Coming back. Oh, they're talking about the Sassy Boys, Fast Eddie and Fez Rotley on the Ron and Ron radio network back in 1994, where they did right here a dark match. Intergender handicap dark match. There's hardly anybody in the arena. Jimmy Hart's the special guest referee. And at one point, I thought it was Molly Holly. It was not Molly Holly. I said it in the first opening. Molly McShane. The Sassy Boys. And I said it was Pez Watley. It was not. So, yeah, okay. We're not always right here on the network. Excuse me. So that's what they're talking about. That's what they're reviewing, showing that dark match, which didn't make it to tape.
So that happened, and our thanks to
And if you notice,
Ron and members of the Ron
back then, all the different gimmicks and names they came up with WCW were literally terrible. And a lot of those stars went on to bigger and better things. And just the corniness back then,
match, if you will.
you know, it really was something. And here we go, fans.
In the following
Let's listen to Gary Michael Capetta.
main event,
Tag team bout.
at Bash at the Beach, it is set for one fall. Introducing first, accompanied by the greatest promoter on the face of the earth, Colonel Robert Parker and Ming.
Colonel Parker and Ming.
Stark, Tennessee, weighing 261 pounds,
Bunkhouse
Bunkhouse Buck.
Buck.
Partner from the Double Cross branch of Amarillo, Texas,
Terry Funk from the Double Cross Ranch. So it's Funk and Bunkhouse Buck teaming up, being escorted to the ring by Colonel Parker and Meng, aka Haku. And as you fans know, just a couple of months ago, I had a chance to hang out with Meng and talk to him and take a couple of photos. What a legit badass and a great, humble, sincere guy. I will say, what an honor it was to hang out with Haku and Ming and be able to talk to him and take a couple of photos. A true great gentleman and a legend in this business, besides being the baddest motherfucker walking the face of the earth.
Their opponents, introducing first, from Austin, Texas, weighing 261 pounds, the natural,
Dustin Rhodes, the natural back then, and Double A.
from Minnesota, 238 pounds, the enforcer, Anderson.
All right, so it's Anderson and Rhodes against Buck and Funk. And again, a lot of different people at ringside, so it really is 4-on-2 here. 14,000 fans here in Orlando. Retro review with the GOC. It's me. And I'll say that to say this because I tell it like it is. Thanks for being here, guys. And gals.
We all know Bunkhouse Buck and Dustin don't get along, and as you alluded to earlier, the Rhodes
There's the bell.
family go back many years.
I could listen to Jesse Ventura back then talk all day. Put his politics aside. It doesn't really mean anything to me. At this point, we're here as a stress reliever. But Jesse Ventura really was one heck of a color commentator.
76. Wow.
Let's listen up. I don't own any of this, as I said. We don't want to get any algorithm strikes or copyright strikes.
Well, I'm sure he can't surprise you.
Arn Anderson and Bunkhouse Buck. Open it up here. Beautiful collar and elbow. Nice lockup.
Dustin Rhodes,
To open it up here.
Rhodes family,
This is the third bout.
would go to
Go back and check out the previous segments, fans. One man, unique, unedited, unscripted, raw dog. No paywalls, no super chats, no Patreon. What you see is what you get here in my home at the lounge in Chaos Corner. It doesn't get more raw dog than this. I give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now here's Dustin Rhodes and Bunkhouse Buck. Back and forth. Rhodes laying in the right hands. I'm going to kick back a little bit more on this match. I got to drink my 64 ounces of water a day.
Dustin's going right after Terry Funk, and that's it onto the floor.
Funk hit the safety rail, and Dustin not letting him in. The fight goes on the apron. Dustin Rhodes nailing Terry Funk with the right hand.
Rhodes laying him in on Terry Funk.
Here's one for the old man.
And Funk falls right off the ring apron outside. Now Funk's going to look like he's going to... Wait. Don't square off with your own guys, Parker and Ming. What a waste of Ming at this point, Haku, right? Being like a bodyguard for Colonel Parker and all this, and his stable, the stud stable. I think that's what it was called back then, am I right?
Hopefully you won't get over here.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Listen, how long ago was this? 04, 14, almost 30 years ago. Big chops by Funk. Big elbows by Funk, taking over on Dustin Rhodes. A left to the fucking abdomen. Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss on that. I get carried away sometimes. Now I got a big body slam by Funk. I'm going to have to put money in the tip jar for my daughter every time I cuss. Off the ropes. Far side goes Funk. Big shoulder block. Down goes Dustin Rhodes. Rhodes with a big body slam on Funk. And then one from Buck Snort, Tennessee on Bunkhouse Buck. Say that 3 times fast. That's right, you see it, guys. Getting in shape. Doing the right thing. Getting ready to come up on the big 6-0 in a couple weeks. Tag. Wait. What's going on here? Bunkhouse Buck laid out.
What happens to your favorites? You sit and yell about it. Now when Dustin Rhodes does it, you say nothing.
Funk looks like he's approaching Schiavone and Ventura, who are actually sitting ringside, right off the ring apron. There's nothing like it, and that's what we do at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. Right there, right on the ring.
I'll tell you what, Dustin Rhodes showed me, though, he's turning into a wily veteran, being able to get away with
Nice
it.
collar and elbow. Funk and Dustin Rhodes in the ring. Reversal. Funk tying up Dustin Rhodes.
I just want you to
Referee is Nick Patrick. Ooh, big atomic drop by Rhodes on Funk. Bunkhouse Buck, and again, where are the rules? And a big atomic spine breaker on Buck. Dustin Rhodes taking on Funk and Buck. All 3 men are in the ring at this point, with Arn Anderson on the outside. Nick Patrick has lost all control. Oh, beautiful snap mare by Dustin Rhodes. Big elbow drop on the Funkster, who was known here as the Natural Dustin Rhodes. Oh, Funk with a reversal. Nice suplex by Terry Funk. Again, fans, this just popped up on my timeline, so I said, what the heck? Let's do a retro review on Bash at the Beach. Because the big main event, Hogan's in-ring debut here against Ric Flair for the world title. That's the main reason why I did this. And of course, head trainer from my home company, Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, Paul Roma, is on the card here. So it would be nice to review that. And again, let me remind you with the useless facts and tidbits of information. This was previous to Bash at the Beach 94. Let me check my notes and see if I have anything. It was Beach Blast in 92 and 93, which turned into Bash at the Beach here in Orlando. And again, they had Johnny B. Bad, a.k.a. Mark Mero, in the opening bout. And he shot the confetti like the Sarge does in PAPW, our buddy Sergeant Murray. But they didn't clean it up. It's all over the outside of the ring. It was all over the inside of the ring. And now Funk is outside of the ring with Dustin Rhodes. And now the confetti's all over the guys, because how poor was it that they didn't go out there and clean this up after Johnny B. Bad? Kind of a disappointment. It's just a distraction and slippery, and this is how the guys can get injured. Clean it up. Where's your ring crew? We do a better job at PAPW than they did in WCW in 94. Can't make it up. And again, Schiavone and Ventura continue to talk about the Funks and the Rhodes and the history. Bunkhouse Buck is in the ring now and has a nice reverse chin lock on Dustin Rhodes, pulling back on the lower back. The pressure is unbelievable, not only on the neck, the jawline, but the lower back. That's why you guys come here, from my experience and my knowledge and what I bring to you on this channel. Big body slam by Buck on Dustin Rhodes. Again, fans, go back and check out the previous segments here for WCW Bash at the Beach. I'm breaking up into segments instead of doing a 2-hour show retro review. I like to keep it short, keep it match to match is the idea here and the concept, and just keep your guys' attention and don't keep it too long of a watch here on the Chaos Network. And again, the ref leaves a little bit to be desired. We sit here and we break balls in 2023 about the refs in AEW and the WWE sometimes, but back here in 94, almost 30 years ago, the refs are leaving a little bit to be desired too, because that's the ref gimmick. But you would like to enforce the rules Oh, Funk hits the reverse neckbreaker on Dustin Rhodes, as you heard Schiavone just say. How about Schiavone? If you think about it, here he was in the 80s in the NWA and out of 90s in WCW, here in 94 to current day 2023 in AEW. Let that marinate. Funk setting up Rhodes for the pile driver. Is he going to hit it? Bang! And he hits it. And you see the safety of the pile driver and dropping people on their heads, how they did back then, compared to all the controversy and today's day in AEW and all the virgins and neckbeards and geeks and dweebs and mouth breathers and complaining the cult of AEW nowadays, which I love. I'm a fan of AEW. But how they're dropping on their head and all the injuries that are happening just made me think of it and how Funk protected Rhodes right there. As Funk tags Buck. Now Buck putting the boots to Dustin Rhodes. Arn Anderson has not been in this match yet. What are we, 15 minutes in on this segment? And no Arn Anderson yet. No double A. When he comes in, the hot tag is going to be unbelievable. Excuse me, fans. How quickly has the weather changed? It's unbelievable, right? It's like we went from summer right to fall. No in between, which is how it usually is, like within a day. Here in the greater New England tri-state northeast area in the shadows of Titan Towers. As a matter of fact, my son-in-law about 20 minutes ago, half an hour ago, just sent me a bunch of photos from Titan Towers of the WWE as he was going by doing some work. Off exit 9 off 95. Historic, Schiavone saying this is a historic night. And I'll say that as Funk and Buck double team Dustin Rhodes in the corner, and Arn's trying to get in, and then Nick Patrick wants to break it up then, but lets all the other chicanery go on. My mind's like a lazy Susan. It'll come back around. I forgot what I was going to say. Somebody remind me. Send me an inbox. Leave a comment in the section. Dustin Rhodes trying to fight back. He's going to make that tag to Arn Anderson. The Rhodes elbow. Bang! It doesn't get much better than that. And now, listen, Rhodes with Funk and Buck both in the ring, and the referee has done nothing about it. But yet, when he missed the tag on Arn Anderson tried to come in. He throws him out of the ring because he says there was no tag. What a bunch of horse shit. But again, that's the ref's job, I guess, right? Even back then. Big back body drop by Rhodes on Funk, and now Rhodes is definitely cleaning house on Buck and Funk. It's so obvious. A big back body drop on Buck. You know what Bully Ray said to me, right? Back in 06, 07. Give the Guardian of Chaos 5 spots. He'll fuck up for him. I consider that to be a compliment. And again, Rhodes, Funk, and Buck are all in the ring, and Nick Patrick doing nothing about it. It's like a 1-on-2 handicap match as Arn Anderson is on the ring apron and hasn't been in the match yet. It really is ludicrous if you think about how this went down. Big clothesline by Rhodes on Funk. Here's the cover. Only a 1 count, and Buck up on the top rope, but he's not going to catch Rhodes. And you know what I notice about the bouts? And I've said it before here on the channel. Very rarely any false finishes. When you hit your move and your finisher, it's your finisher and the match is over. And Rhodes is just kicking ass on both guys. And now there's Colonel Parker. One to the proboscis on Parker, the Tennessee stud. Finally, the tag, and here comes Anderson for the hot tag. And RAA's all jacked up. Oh, wait! And he turns and gives a DDT to Dustin Rhodes out of nowhere. And then he takes Funk and puts Funk on top of Rhodes. What the hell just happened? It's the first time Anderson was in. And there it is. It's over. Funk and Buck with Ming and Colonel Parker. And Arn Anderson has turned. Anderson turned on Dustin. I forgot about that for a second. And now all 4 or 5 of them are going to put the boots and just put the beat down on Dustin Rhodes. And Ming is in there with the black suit, the white tie, the sunglasses. Rhodes is in big trouble. 1, 2, 3. It's like 5-on-1 here. Putting the boots to him. Fans, come on back. Go back and check out the previous segments. We still have a decent way to go with some big matches. Come on back to Chaos Corner with the GOC, your old buddy. Don't you dare miss it.
If there ever is a next time.
WCW officials are in. Doug Dillinger, Greg Gagne's in.
Greg Gagne, Doug Dillinger, WCW officials. Remember the time frame, 1994.
Anderson is showing his true colors now. Boy, that's a classic Anderson move.
Classic Anderson as you listen to Shivani and Jesse Ventura.
Quick you change your
All right, fans, come on back. We're not going anywhere. Don't you dare miss it.